You know what I figured out just now? Doing Twitch is sort of like getting your first job. They tell you, you haven't had a job before, but maybe you had a lot of hobbies that you find very fulfilling, and you've learned some stuff about life because of them. So you go into the interview and you're like, hey, here's who I am and what I've done, but I've never gotten paid for it. And so they'll tell you, well, you need some experience. We're really looking for experience. And you say, well, how am I supposed to get experience if I can't get this entry-level position? It's kind of the same thing with Twitch. It's like, how do I know that this is the right thing for me if I'm just talking to myself and building a Lego set by myself? I could do this off camera. But how do you know until you try? Or better yet, how do you know until someone gives you a shot? And I've seen that a lot on Twitch and heard it from other people who have become somewhat semi-successful, right? It's like, hey, I was streaming one day and this one guy I knew who had a big audience, he rated me, and my audience just grew from there, and a lot of people stuck around because they're like, oh, hey, I kind of like this guy, So in that same way, it's like a boss has to look at you and say, I'm willing to give this person a chance. And I'm not saying that's the only way to grow is get rated, but you can even just say it at an individual level. I mean, if you're scrolling through the brick building category right now and you're just wanting to watch something chill while you try to fall asleep or something, you probably got several choices right now, and some that are way more highly produced than me, right? And that's great. That's fine. So what it takes is, instead of you just being able to, impress that person, that one person, into giving you a job, you might have to impress a couple hundred people every single time somebody clicks on your stream. And I have the viewers hidden, so honestly, there's probably no one there right now. Probably. But there may not be. And so I have to basically try to impress a whole number of people, potentially. So that same attitude of, how can I get a job to get experience, to know whether or not I'd make it? How do I get that? Right? Do the people who aren't going to make it, do they just kind of burn out after a while? They go, you know what? I'm just tired of sitting in an empty room talking to myself or not talking at all. And to me, the fun part of Twitch is gonna be that interaction. That's what I'm here for, I'm here to talk to people. And I'm here to grow something. but it's a long shot, isn't it? Like, you basically are like winning the lotto at this point. Unless you know someone, unless someone out there is willing to give you a chance. Just like that first boss does for you on that interview. They see something in you and they think, man, I want to give this kid a shot, you know? It looks like he's got good work ethic. He doesn't have anything to back that up to prove that. I mean, but it seems like he has good work ethic, and, you know, I like him. There's just something, you know, there's always something about them that makes them stand out. And I know I've been in the position where I haven't directly been the one making the decision about someone getting hired, but I've been in the position where I've been asked to interview people and give my input. And, you know, with a lot of people, it really comes down to a feeling you get about them. And especially if that person doesn't seem qualified, but yet everything they're telling you about their passions and things they've done in the past kind of make them qualified, but in a way you're still stepping out and taking a chance on someone like that. So do you just keep plugging away to an empty room? Or and like, if you give up, right? If you give up in an empty room, then is that just a way of thinning out the people who aren't a fit for this? Is that just like, you know, natural Twitch selection? I don't know. I'm not convinced that it is. Because I wonder how many people are out there that are super interesting people, and for one reason or the other, they just failed to attract an audience. I don't consider myself to be super compelling to people. I don't consider myself to be, I don't know how to say this nicely about myself. Charismatic. That's the word. I don't consider myself very charismatic, you know? So somebody clicking on a stream one time and then moving on, I have a hard time blaming them for that, you know? Then, yeah, makes sense. Yeah, I would not watch Me Too. It's okay. So I get it, you know? But how many people has that happened to where they think, you know what, finally gonna try this Twitch thing, which is the case for me. Gonna finally give it the old college try. And they're dedicated, man. They're out here streaming like every day, and they're trying to essentially hit the pavement, you know, as much as you can on social media, and using proper hashtags and interacting in discords and trying to get people to just pay attention for a minute, right? Give me that chance, that same chance that your boss would give you, you know? Give them that chance. And how many of them end up just giving up? Sadly. Because it's hard. It's hard to know what you would do. Oops, I put this on first. What you would do with a large audience. And I'm not even talking large. I'm talking like 10 people. Like, nothing crazy. But it's hard to say what people would do. And so many people aren't given the chance on Twitch because they're just buried under other content. And understand it, you know? Like, yeah, like, what's the appeal in people watching me versus jumping over and watching Ninja, like, play Fortnite, even though Fortnite, ugh. But, you know, same story. Where's the appeal, right? And how do I know? How do I know what the appeal is, though, when I just spend hours and hours of my life now just sitting in an empty room talking to myself. I might as well use this time as like personal therapy, you know? Like I might as well. Because who cares otherwise, right? This doesn't make sense to me. I didn't think that stood out that far. I think something might be wrong. You think? I need to see it from a different angle, I guess, to see. And I have an extra piece, which I shouldn't have, I don't think. Definitely shouldn't have an extra piece. In fact, I think I know where it's supposed to go. Right here. Yep, right there. Okay. Okay, cool. I don't have that extra piece. It's fine. So yeah, making it on Twitch is hard. And it's not even hard. It's not hard. No, because that's no. It isn't about it being hard, because you never really even get the opportunity to know if it's hard or not. I mean, sitting in an empty room by yourself is easy. Like, it really is. Like, that's easy. I've done that my entire childhood. That's the easy part. Even setting aside the time. Doing all the setup. Like, to me, that's the fun part. Setting all this stuff up. But the hard part is just knowing when do you just give up? When do you just throw in the towel? Because like you're just kind of wasting time at this point. And you'll never know if you were just one stream away from a raid or from just somebody giving you that chance. If you quit, you'll never know that. These pieces are really dusty, by the way. You could literally be that close. And it's funny because in that it kind of feels a little bit like the lottery. It feels like you're just, every time you hit go live, you're just rolling the dice that maybe this will be the time where someone sees me. Just anyone, please see me. Maybe this will be the time. And if you quit, right? If you decide to throw in the towel and say, you know what? This is just not working. You'll always be left with this lingering doubt of like whether or not it was even your fault, right? You don't know if you're the one to blame because you never had anyone in there to watch in the first place. How are you supposed to know? The only thing you can do is just assume that you're the problem. So when you get dejected from that job offer, when you go home after they tell you that you need to have experience to work here, even though it's like your dream job, right? And you'd be super happy and you'd be productive and all this, but yet you go home empty-handed, night after night, day after day. You come to a point where it's like, well, if I'm not qualified for this, I guess I need to go do something smaller, something less significant. And then maybe hopefully one day I can return and finally get that thing I want. In the case of Twitch, though, if you leave, you stop, you give in, and you may not ever come back. You might just decide that, you know what, that was a silly dream. It was never going to happen anyway. So why bother? Why bother? So you just, I guess you just keep doing it, right? And you keep reaching out and connecting with people, and you never want to be that guy though, right? Who's going around all over the place promoting his YouTube channel. Like, you're not about to go into the comments of Shroud's latest compilation and be like, oh, you guys should follow me. Like, why should they follow you? Why would anybody need to, you know? What are you doing that's any different than anybody else, you know? I guess I don't really have a point to all of this. Other than just, I don't know, it feels like there should be maybe more of a discovery algorithm. I know you can go out there and you can find, if you sort, you can go to the category and find people who are only streaming to like one person or nobody, right? But there's this built-in thing that who wants to watch someone where no one else is there? I get the appeal of a smaller community. You know, if you find somebody streaming to like 10 people, 30 people, 20 people, I get the appeal in that. But where's the appeal in just a guy sitting here building a Lego set to zero people? You know? So just like that job, you really need a break. You need someone to take a chance on you, right? You need someone. You really need people to make it, you know? Yeah, you might get somebody, right? You might get somebody who just happens to stumble across your page. But chances are that's not going to happen. Look at that. He turns all the way around. How cool is that? I can't do droid noises. Sorry. So I guess all I'm saying is next time maybe you feel like streaming or feel like watching a streamer that maybe you do pop into the 0 viewer guys. Because you never know. You never know. You could make their day. And maybe then they'll know if they have what it takes or not. You never know. All right, that's it. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. It's finished. I will try to find those extra pieces somewhere. But here's a little, whoops. Oops, I put them on wrong. It actually goes this way. So that then you can be like, give us a thumbs up. Thumbs up. All right, that's it for me. Thanks for being my therapy. I appreciate it. And I guess I'm saying that to myself because I am currently the only one watching the stream. So, you know. All right, we're done here. Have a good night.